two U.S. Navy aircraft, an MH-60R Seahawk helicopter and an F/-18F Super Hornet, plunged into the South China Sea during operations from the aircraft carrier USS Nimitz. With all 5 crew members safe, this startling coincidence raises vital questions. What went wrong? Why did it happen so close together? And what does it reveal about the U.S. Navy's posture in the Indo-Pacific? In this video, we'll explore the details of the incidents, the operational backdrop, and the larger significance for regional naval dynamics. The first part of this story focuses on what exactly occurred and when. On October 26, 2025, at approximately 2:45 p.m. local time, an MH-60R Seahawk assigned to Helicopter Maritime Strike Squadron 73 operating from the USS Nimitz went down in the waters of the South China Sea during what the Navy described as routine operations. About 30 minutes later, at roughly 3:15 p.m., an F/-18F Super Hornet belonging to Strike Fighter Squadron 22 also crashed while conducting standard flight operations from the same carrier. In each case, the crews were successfully recovered. All 3 personnel aboard the helicopter and both aviators from the fighter jet were rescued and reported to be in stable condition. The Navy confirmed that both events took place during normal flight activity and that investigations are underway to determine the cause. The USS Nimitz, CVN 68, which is nearing the end of its nearly 50-year service life, was on its way back to its home port in Washington state and is expected to be retired in 2026. The fact that 2 completely different types of aircraft, a helicopter and a fighter jet, were lost within half an hour under routine conditions raises immediate questions about whether these were isolated accidents or symptoms of something more systemic. While technical details like weather, mechanical diagnostics, or location specifics have not been disclosed, the proximity in both time and setting cannot be ignored. The safe recovery of all personnel is a relief, but the double loss is highly unusual and statistically rare in naval aviation. It draws attention to the underlying question: what environment and conditions could allow 2 aircraft from the same carrier to go down in such quick succession? That leads us directly into the next section, the broader issue of operational strain and fleet readiness. What we're seeing here may not simply be a coincidence. These incidents reflect the growing operational pressure faced by the U.S. Navy's aviation forces. The USS Nimitz, launched in 1975, is the Navy's oldest active aircraft carrier. With decades of continuous service, deployments, and refits, both the ship and its associated systems are carrying the weight of age. When an air wing operates under such demanding conditions, every aspect of maintenance, crew coordination, and equipment performance must align flawlessly, and that's becoming harder to guarantee. Carrier operations are among the most complex undertakings in modern engineering. Launching and recovering aircraft at sea requires precise synchronization between pilots, deck crews, maintenance teams, and command systems. Every launch, landing, and refueling event carries risk. In this context, the loss of both a helicopter and a jet in a short time frame could suggest overlapping factors, from operational fatigue and equipment wear to environmental stress or even procedural gaps. Reports in recent years have highlighted maintenance backlogs, labor shortages, and logistical bottlenecks across the U.S. fleet. Shipyard delays have slowed upgrades and overhauls, while the operational tempo has increased due to global commitments, from the Middle East to the Indo-Pacific. That strain often translates into extended deployments, shorter rest cycles, and tighter maintenance windows. What's striking about the Nimitz incidents is that both aircraft were on routine operations, not under high-intensity or extreme conditions. That means even normal missions are testing the limits of endurance. When different aircraft systems, rotary and fixed wing, both failed during ordinary operations, it may indicate an environment where the margin for error is narrowing. While investigations will eventually reveal specific causes, this pattern raises an important concern. Can the Navy sustain its current level of activity without modernizing faster? The answer connects directly to readiness. Maintaining advanced global operations with aging ships and aircraft requires constant adaptation. These events underline the delicate balance between maintaining presence and preserving reliability. And that brings us to the wider stage, the geopolitical backdrop of the South China Sea. where every operational mishap carries implications beyond the technical or mechanical. These dual incidents unfolded in one of the world's most strategically sensitive maritime zones, the South China Sea. This area is not just a body of water. It's a vital crossroads for global trade, energy transport, and regional power projection. It's also a hotspot of overlapping territorial claims and rising strategic competition. The United States routinely sends aircraft carriers like the USS Nimitz through these waters to conduct freedom of navigation operations, reaffirming international maritime law and challenging excessive territorial assertions. China, however, claims nearly the entire sea and has built artificial islands equipped with airstrips and radar systems to reinforce its position. When two U.S. Navy aircraft crash in this contested region within minutes of each other, the event takes on symbolic weight. Beyond aviation safety, it becomes a matter of perception and narrative. To allies, it might signal the immense difficulty of maintaining a sustained presence so far from home ports. To competitors, it could highlight the logistical and mechanical strain of extended deployments. At the same time, the safe recovery of all personnel demonstrates the professionalism and readiness of the U.S. Navy's rescue and response systems. But in such a politically charged environment, every incident becomes magnified by observation. Regional militaries, satellite trackers, and global media all monitor these waters constantly. The timing also coincides with heightened competition for influence in Southeast Asia and the broader Indo-Pacific, not only militarily but economically and technologically. That makes this double crash an event with ripple effects across diplomatic and strategic circles. It's a reminder that even supercarriers and state-of-the-art aircraft aren't immune to failure when under continuous pressure. To put it in relatable terms, think of a carrier group as a massive, moving observatory of technology and coordination. If two major instruments fail in close succession, it doesn't just delay operations, it forces a recalibration. Similarly, this event compels the Navy to reassess its risk margins, maintenance culture, and overall strategy for sustaining presence in contested waters. While the incident won't redefine naval balance overnight, it spotlights a moment of vulnerability that could prompt deeper reflection, both within the U.S. Navy and across the Indo-Pacific region. The twin aircraft losses from the USS Nimitz are more than isolated accidents. They reveal the tremendous pressures on modern naval aviation. Two crashes in half an hour, in one of the world's most closely watched seas, underscore the challenges of maintaining reliability, readiness, and strategic presence with aging assets. As the investigation continues, one takeaway is clear: the margin between strength and strain is narrowing. For the Navy, this moment serves as both a caution and an opportunity, a chance to modernize, adapt, and ensure that even as ships like the Nimitz retire, their legacy drives a more resilient future at sea. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for updates on this story and more insights into the changing world of aerospace and defense. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for full coverage and analysis.